creative living, utilizing today's technology with the best of the past to bring you innovative ideas and up-to-date information for creative lifestyles in today's active world. With your host, Sheryl Borden.
I'm so glad you joined me today for Creative Living. We're going to learn how to get more fiber in the diet, show how to decorate with clear glass candle holders, and also show how to add a personal touch to your home entertaining. One of my guests today is cookbook author and dietitian Carol Finster. She's going to show how to get more fiber in the diet with whole grain products, which are the primary source of fiber. Her company is Savory Palette Incorporated in Centennial, Colorado. Another guest is a party light consultant, and Christine Alt will show how to change decorations with each season by using clear glass candle holders. She suggests starting with timeless, versatile accessories that lend themselves to different candles. Party Light is headquartered in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And my first guest today is Bruce Johnson, and he's the spokesperson for Minwax in Upper Saddle River, New Jersey. Bruce is going to show how to make a versatile serving tray for entertaining, as well as create a table centerpiece that can be changed to complement your decor or the season. Bruce, thank you so much for coming.
Sure.
I don't know about your family, but I always like to change things up for the different seasons and for the different holidays, but I don't want to go to a lot of trouble.
No, our lives are full enough as it is.
That's right.
You know, we're not going to redecorate the house because it doesn't matter what time of year it is. There's always a special event. There's a holiday that's just around the corner. And you're right. We look around the house and we think, geez, it just all looks the same. What can I do? Well, came up with some ideas that can actually give you some impetus for making some changes that are quick and easy.
And I love the planter boxes,
our little planter
and that's going to be our first project.
Right, we're going to start with those because the nice thing about these planter boxes is that you can use the same planter box and change the what you're going to put in it according to the season. And these are inexpensive, and they're going to be easy. We can stain them. We're going to show you in just a few seconds.
So they come unfinished.
They come unfinished. So that way you can stain them, a different color for a different season. Perhaps for spring you want to do one in a blue, perhaps, or in fall go with more of a crimson color. Very easy to do. Other thing, well, let's go
put
and
in
do one then.
anything that you
we'll take one of these out here. This is teak, which is a nice hardwood, going to be easy to work with. And we, like you said, we want to be quick and easy. We don't want to take a lot of time with this. So we're going to use, actually, which is a new product. It's a Minwax called Express Color.
Express, that means fast.
Fast. And it's water-based, and it comes in a tube, which is really great. So you just take it, you squeeze a little bit out on there, and you notice when it clicks,
it
seals up. Seals up. And very simple to use on this. We're just going to take a rag and start working it in.
Wow, it's nice, vibrant colors.
It's a good color. And
is that the one you used here?
Yep, Express Colors on there.
That color.
And it is, with Express Colors, you have 4 decorator colors. I'm going to show you a couple more here in just a few minutes. And we have wood tone colors as well. So if you want to do a project in a wood tone color, we can make that happen as well.
Because we have a brown one and a blue one, and then this one's kind of a
And this is so easy to use because you just take your rag, don't have to have a brush for this project, and you wipe it in, and then the more of it you rub off, you can see a little bit more of the grain of the wood. Yeah, you can give it a little bit more of a highlight. See how easy that is? And this is a stain and a finish together.
Oh, we don't have to come back and
We don't have to. We don't have to. Now, I'm going to show you in just a few minutes things you can do if you want to give it a little bit of extra pizzazz, but we'll put that one back there for the moment.
And I assume if we're going to use this outside for a planter box, maybe on the front porch or something, we'd want to
Then we would want to put it with an exterior clear finish on top of there. But no, these are primarily things we're going to do here in the house. This tray
is really pretty.
Isn't that great? I love this idea here of taking what actually was just an ordinary unfinished tray, as you can say, made of oak. Oak's always a good wood to work with because it does take a stain very easily. It's a hardwood. And so here you can see we got a little bit creative with here putting a pattern in there. And I want to show you on here, we've got I brought a piece of oak along here, and we'll use the emerald on here. Again, we're going to go to our Express Color, and I'll squirt some out on there. Take a rag, and again, the technique is the same as we showed before, where we're just going to work it in.
You kind of rub it in, but you always end up going with the grain.
With the grain. Yeah, you work back and forth. And again, the sooner you wipe it off, if you want a light version of this, we'll do a light version of the oak on here. You wipe it off right away, and you can see the grain coming through. If I put it over here, you can see that there's a little bit of difference between What I did earlier,
Yeah.
I left on a little bit longer. So the longer
That's a
you leave it
choice you
on,
have.
you get to control as far as what the final color is going to be by how soon you wipe it off.
I see.
But these trays are a great way because again, great for the whatever season. If you want to serve your appetizers on there, that sort of thing. Put drinks on there. And well, speaking of which, let's say that you do want to put drinks on there. One of the things I then recommend is, since this is water-based, the Express Color is water-based, that you want to put a water-based clear finish, which would be polyacrylic, on top of it.
That just saves the finish.
Exactly. So, and this is very easy to put on. We're going to use a synthetic bristle brush, and you would just brush this on top of the Express Color after it's dried. And since they're both water-based, you know, it's very
and they
low
dry
odor.
so fast, too.
And dry fast as
Yeah,
well.
and no odor. That is
Yeah.
nice.
So you just brush it on. So this would be a way of getting some extra protection, but by no means is it necessary. If you want to put on the Express Color and you're happy with you know, that color and that sheen, you can just stop right there. But if you want to
I
give
kind
it,
of like the shiny effect.
yeah, if you like a little bit more gloss, then you can take the polyacrylic, which comes in satin, semi-gloss, or gloss, and put on top of that as an extra step.
I see.
But if you want to, if you don't want to, that would be fine. Now, you know, I noticed on you noticed on here that we
pattern.
had a pattern. One of the things that people always want to know is, well, how do you get such a sharp. Clean edge? Because if you just put down your tape and you take your stain, and I'm going to take a dry rag here to show you, but I'm going to show you what not to do. If you took your stain or took a brush and worked on there real hard, actually the stain's going to go underneath. So when you are doing something like this, you always want to, I'm going to put my stain, put a little stain on here.
rag. Oh,
You want to actually do more of a, don't drag it toward it, do more of a dabbing over
kind
the
of a
top of it.
feather effect.
Or work away from your
Way.
tape,
Oh, yeah.
not toward it, and then dab on there because you'll get a cleaner, sharper line
Sure.
when you peel that off
Oh, yeah.
than if you pulled it toward it, then it's going to go underneath that tape.
I see. That's
So-
a good point.
Always want to keep it that way. And then another idea we had here, this was a more of a rustic sort of a cabin effect here. This one, it was a little bit more woodworking involved. I made this one. It was, the idea came from just a simple window box planter, but then
just a big one.
yeah, I cut out the pine trees in the background, and you can use that just with the jigsaw or with the little handsaw to give it more of a rustic effect. But this works really great for, you know, putting cards in it. You know, if you wanted to put this one out at Christmas time, you could put cards in it. Other times of the year, you could go back and put in your holiday decorations as well, or put plants in there as well.
And the Express Color.
Express Color
used
on that as
too.
well. Yeah, and on this one, you see it's got a little extra pop to it. That's the polyacrylic on top of there that gives
Just
it
like
that
we put
little
on
bit
the
extra
tray.
protection. Yeah, so they're all different. They're all inexpensive, but different ideas you can do, and like you said, easy and quick. And you can pull them out, change the decorations, and you know, get some good use out of the same project for different times of the year.
And I noticed on the planter boxes too, it doesn't take a lot of things. So if we've made a wreath, perhaps we probably have a package of flowers left over
Exactly
or
right.
whatever.
Yep, yep.
These are great. I'll stick with this. You can do the cutout. That looks too complicated. But these are great ideas. Thank
Great.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Christine, thank you so much for coming. It's going to be fun to look at each one of these groups of candles and candle holders. But I don't know about you, but I love to decorate with each season.
Yes.
But I don't want to go to a whole lot of trouble sometimes.
Right, right. Well, and that's kind of the great thing. I'm a lot like that too, and it takes the stress out of, you know, boxing things up. And so when you talk about decorating, you really want to look for versatility. And so you can start with some basic clear pieces and move them to different places throughout your home, making it your own. You don't have to go spend a lot of money to redecorate. You can just kind of add little pieces of color here and there.
Oh, I like that thought.
Yes, absolutely. So one of our pieces, this is our scroll stand, and it is so versatile in your home. Again, you can kind of do whatever you'd like to with it, but what I have it right here with one of our patented glow lights from Party Light.
Now, what does that do? How is that different?
Well, it's different because we are the one-of-a-kind candle that actually glows all all the way through instead of just on the top of your pillar.
Oh.
So it creates just an added elegance and ambiance to your home, and it's definitely very different and unique. But it also, if you put it in a hurricane, it would illuminate the entire hurricane versus just, you know, parts of it.
Oh,
so,
I see.
Yes, very, very useful
And
there.
what other types of changes could you make on this?
Well, you know, I love this. I have this in my home, and we have other hurricanes that you can actually take out and put something in. But in this piece right here, you could do so many things with making it seasonal. If you had some beautiful rocks, maybe, that you would like, you know, colorful things, and add that into your home. I love this too because it can serve as an ice bucket too for entertaining.
That's
if you
a
think
great
of it like that,
idea.
right? So you could put ice in it and have a bottle of wine chilled or some champagne.
Oh, it
for
is
celebrating.
versatile.
It is very versatile.
I was thinking of seashells too.
Yes, seashells
Finally
from,
have
you
a
know, your
place to-
favorite vacation spot, but just all kinds of fun things.
Oh,
So,
that is versatile.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. Well, changing colors, like we mentioned, if it's
Yes.
Christmas, we might want to go red and green, or if it's 4th of July, red, white, and blue. And this trio of these small little holders, the
Yes.
holders, if there was nothing in them, are beautiful.
Aren't they
So you
gorgeous?
could change them a lot.
Yes, and they can go with any home decor type. So it doesn't have to be just one specific thing, but like you said, you can change the color of the candle to make it your own, and especially festive for the holidays, you know, red at Christmas or, you know, red, white, and blue for 4th of July. But it's just a very elegant piece that's great on a bookshelf or a mantle, or, you know, just definitely it's got a little bit of kick and wow to it.
And
so.
the fact that there's 3 and they're different heights, that
Yes,
makes it interesting, I think, to
absolutely.
look at.
It's eye-catching
It
because
is.
you have varying points of light. Yeah.
Well, and this is a warmer, a different kind than I've seen before.
Yes, and love this piece because again, it goes to making it very unique and creative in your home. Right here we have a picture here, and so if you had, you know, some of the kids' colorful artwork, you know, you could just simply put it in there. You just take the tray off and you just kind of slide it down in there, change
You
it.
could put 2 or 3 in, kind of a
You definitely
diorama
could.
or something.
That's right, that's right. And this is actually our LED warmer. So it is another fragrance option for those that are not, you know, a candle burner, but great because it will glow. And it also goes along with our green energy and our clean products and safety in your home.
Oh, that's
so
true.
fueled by LED lights, you know.
And
it's
it's
a
also doesn't get hot. So
That's
if
correct.
A
That's
young
right. Well,
person
you can
touched
see
it,
I've
yeah,
got,
you're
you
holding
know,
it.
I'm holding it, and this is the melting tray. And so the only part that gets hot is down here is your heat plate, and that's what is fueled by the LED lights. And then as you can
like
see,
that.
you can start to get the melting wax and have some great fragrance.
And
So.
changing the pictures, that just sounds like such a fun activity
Yes, well,
to
because
do.
the kids grow up, as you know,
yes.
and they're, you know, things change, so we kind of have to stay current with what they're doing. So, yeah.
Well, this piece, and I have seen this the way you've played with it before, and I say play because that's what it really
It
seems
is,
like.
isn't
You
it?
can change and
Yeah.
play with this for every season.
That's right, and I love this piece. It was actually one of our top hostess picks last year
bet.
because of the versatility. You know, you can do so many things. I have it kind of, you know, just springy, some summer flowers, but it's as simple as changing out your tea lights for your decor. So you just take off the metal tray, and it's so super simple, and I can just dump it here,
Oh.
right? Make it really
Oh,
simple.
that was easy.
Okay, ta-da, here you go. And then if you wanted to put it like on the kitchen table, for example, just to create some fun color, simplicity is always best, right? And so then you have
And you
it
could
that
even
way.
use fresh lemons, limes, and oranges. That
Absolutely,
would be
that's
a
right. So you
great
just
place to store them.
That's right. That's right. But again, you know, year-round decorating. You know, you don't have to spend a lot of money to decorate your home and make it very comfortable and unique to your style. So again, you know, switching these out.
And maybe change out and put little yellow tea lights in there. or
That's right. You
something.
can do anything you want. But especially for the holidays, you know, I've got these ornaments here, and I love how the lights hit these disco ball looking ornaments. But you can definitely do whatever works for you. And so simple there. Here, we'll probably put
Extend maybe what you have on your Christmas tree, for
That's
instance.
right. Well, you know, we always can hit the bargain bins, and Party
yeah.
Light, you know, can offer this as well, especially.
Oh, isn't that?
So,
And how different that is.
yes, absolutely. So your versatility is very,
That's great.
again, very, very beneficial.
And I've seen this with shells in it too. Put some sand in the shell. I
Yes,
love shells anyway.
so many great things. And it's also great on the kitchen sink if you want to put a betta fish in there. Just another idea because there is a little bit of,
okay.
you know, air in there. So, yeah.
Good idea.
Right.
Now these pieces are similar. I mean, the styles of them, and they're 3 different heights.
That's right. Again, it goes back to your varying points of light and your own creativity. And I just put a couple different things in there that you can, do something with, give some ideas. A great little candy dish down here, but it brings a lot of color and a lot of fun. So, and it's even a great little brandy dish too, if you wanted to just to take this little tea light thing off here and have some brandy in the evening. So,
I see.
Something like that when you're by the fireplace. So again, lots of versatility and very easy on the pocketbook.
Well, and that's what I think everyone is looking for, the green factor, the money factor, saving money when we can. And besides, you only have so much space to do things in your home.
That's right.
And why not take advantage of changing things out that you already have and love?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Well, thank you very much, Christine.
Thank you so much.
Carol, thank you so much for being here today. And I know you're a real advocate of using whole grains.
I am.
Are they readily available? Why are they good for us? And how much should we include in our diets?
Whole grains are pretty much readily available now. We should have 3 to 5 servings of whole grains every day.
3 to 5.
3 to 5, yeah. That's actually seems like a lot.
Sounds like a lot.
But in many cases, a slice of bread, whole wheat bread might do that. But the important thing is the fiber that we should be getting should be about 25 to 38 grams a day for an adult, depending on your weight, 25 to lower for 25.
But do we typically get that much a day?
We don't. We only get about 10 to 15 grams a day, so we're really half of that.
Maybe.
Right. Now there's lots of ways to get fiber in your diet. Some are these beautiful vegetables over here. That's a great way. You can get them in nuts. We have pecans and almonds and walnuts and sunflower seeds, which aren't really nuts, but still
they fall in that category.
They fall in that category.
Talking about the vegetables, and we can never say too much about how important vegetables are for us, but one thing we can always think about, and I've heard you say this, is as long as it's a rainbow of colors, that helps us to get the right servings.
Exactly, and we've got the rainbow here. In fact, I've used that kind of tray as my centerpiece for a dinner party.
Oh, that
instead
would be
of flowers,
beautiful.
right, because it's so beautiful. So we can also get fiber from things like dried plums, and we can get it from things like cereals and flax seed. We can get it from crackers. But I want to talk more about whole grains, especially gluten-free whole grains, although you can, if you're gluten-free, you need that. If you don't, you could use wheat. But here are some wonderful gluten-free whole grains. This is red quinoa. Normally we see it quinoa. It's spelled Q-U-I-N-O-A, which doesn't sound like quinoa to me at all.
I can never remember.
No, this is millet. It's kind of yellowish.
Now, how do you cook with millet?
You would just cook all these. You just cook with water. You pretend that they're rice.
Oh, just cook it the same way.
Right. They may take a little more water, depending, and maybe a little more time than white rice. But it's all the same principle.
But on the container it tells.
It'll tell you water
millet.
or broth, or chicken broth, or vegetable broth. This is teff. And teff is a tiny, teff means tiny in Ethiopia.
How do you spell it?
T-E-F-F.
Teff.
And it's very hearty and very nutritious.
Now it looks so fine.
It is. It takes 100 grains of that to equal 1 wheat kernel.
Wow.
And so if you try to work with it, the seeds just go everywhere, you know. This is quinoa also, a black quinoa, where this is red, there's a black and a red. This one is sorghum, and that's what's in this bag right here.
Now that one's probably the most readily known to most people.
I think so, especially in the Midwest and southern states, down Kansas through Texas. They all cook up beautifully. You cook them in water. You can cook them in a pressure cooker if you wanted, but I like to just cook them overnight in my slow cooker too. So it's a great way. People say to me, well, I would eat more grains if I just had the time to fix them. Well, you do have time if you kind of dovetail your task. What I often do too is cook them while I'm fixing dinner. So as I'm starting to fix dinner, I'll put the grain on whatever it is and cook it while I'm in the kitchen. I might as well be doing something anyway. And then by the time dinner is over, it's cooked and I can refrigerate it and then eat it the next day or throughout the week, sometimes as cereal, sometimes as a side dish.
Well, and I think, like you mentioned, some of them are time consuming. So if you can cook up a bunch, a big batch of it, and then divide it into individual or group family servings.
You can also freeze it too. So
that would be a big time saver.
So what I want to show you today is a salad that is made from what you might not think of as a grain, but is a seed instead, but we think of it as a grain, and that's a wild rice salad.
And it comes, of course, in bigger
It just
sizes
comes in
too.
a little, that's about 3/4 of a cup. And so what we're going to do is, I've already cooked the wild rice. It takes about 45 minutes. That's one of those
Right,
things
it's a little longer
you've
to
got
cook.
to plan ahead, right? But in this recipe are chopped dried apricots, and they give a wonderful, wonderful tang. Some toasted walnuts, which I love. I just love the flavor of that. Some parsley, and that makes it look really, really pretty.
You said this is one of your favorite salads.
It is. I love it. I made it last week, and I ate it from the bowl.
Now,
all
would
week
it be
long.
a salad, or could it be the main dish?
It can
because
be
of
the
the
main
rice?
dish. If you
Okay.
want it to be, it could be your main dish, right?
Wow.
And then here's the thing I think that makes it really good. It's a wild rice salad with a citrusy flavor. Is grated orange zest, or orange peel, or orange rind. Different people call it different things.
And you know, I can remember first learning to cook, and I would see that it's called for maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon of orange zest, and I thought, oh, that's not worth the
That's
effort.
not worth-
you know,
right.
let's just leave that out.
Right.
But it really just a little bit makes a big difference.
It really, really does.
Besides, it already smells so good.
It does. The scent, it's just enticing. So, and then we mix it up. And you have this gorgeous looking salad that has this wonderful citrusy scent. Now, we were talking about fiber a few minutes ago, and I wanted to tell you about what I've just recently learned. There's lots of good reasons for getting fiber in your diet. One is it reduces the incidence of cancer, lowers your tendency to get diabetes. That's a good thing. Lowers your potential obesity rate. That's another thing that's important. Has good implications for heart disease, meaning it'll help prevent that. But here's the thing that really struck me, and really the reason I wanted to do this for you today, is that a recent study that's going to be published in just a few months, that was on the internet. I'm sorry, yeah, published in newspapers and on the internet. They'll publish in a journal this coming summer. Found that people who eat a diet heavy in fiber, especially from whole grains, had increased longevity, that is, less likely to die. Well, that one caught my attention.
Well, it certainly would mine too.
Yeah, and so there we are. And
It is pretty.
isn't that gorgeous?
With
And
the
I like to just
parsley and
put a
the-
little bit of paprika on it,
Oh, little additional
just
color.
a little additional color.
Now, is this good? Oh, that is pretty.
Isn't that pretty?
Yes. Paprika. Okay.
Paprika.
And is this good for those who are gluten intolerant?
It is. All the grains I showed today are good for gluten intolerance, which is a condition where you can't eat gluten. It damages the lining of your small intestine if you have celiac disease. If you don't have celiac disease, we now know that those people are 6 to 7 times more common than those with celiac disease. Right. So you don't have to have celiac disease to be bothered by gluten, but anyone can eat this salad, which is why it's so nice. You don't have to say, well, it's a special or it's gluten-free. It's just anyone can eat it, and everyone feels normal and like everybody else. So you can chill it. You can also serve it warm if you want. You can serve it with a roast chicken on the
Then
side.
it's more
warm.
like an entree.
Yeah,
main dish.
yeah, but as a salad in the summer, it's cool and refreshing and
Well,
really,
and
really
this
good.
is in your new cookbook too.
It is,
And
it is.
You're known for your gluten-free recipes, but I think the thing I like most about your cookbooks, besides the good recipes, I've learned so much about celiac disease and how common it is, but how misdiagnosed it is.
Misdiagnosed and very common. It's now being called a public health issue and one of the more common conditions of mankind, and we aren't quite sure why. But the good news is we have all these wonderful ingredients that we can use. So I don't think any of us, if you handle your diet right, there's no reason to feel deprived. It's really more a life of wonderful abundance and flavor.
Well, and like you mentioned too, everyone in the family can enjoy it.
Everybody can
You
eat
don't
it,
have to
yeah.
cook for yourself or for the
No.
person who's gluten
And if you don't
intolerant.
eat it all up, it keeps in the refrigerator. I kept mine for about 4 days, just taking a little,
Nibbling a little.
and it just gets better and better.
The flavors just meld so well. Well, thank you so much for telling us more about whole grains.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed the show today. Next time on Creative Living, we'll learn how to make ceramic dolls and explain how to conquer all that chaos in your closet. One of my next guests is an artist and a doll designer. She's going to talk about porcelain as a medium for making dolls and tell about the magic moment, which occurs when the doll is removed from the mold and you see it for the first time. Another guest on the next show is a wardrobe consultant and author, and she's going to show how to conquer chaos in the closet, as well as share organizing ideas for accessories and purses. You may be surprised by what all is stored in some closets that doesn't really belong there. Both of these topics will be featured on the next Creative Living show. If you ever have comments or suggestions or ideas for shows, you can email me at sheryl.borden@enmu.edu. I'd also like to ask you to become a fan of Creative Living on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com and in the search window type in Creative Living with Sheryl Borden. Thanks so much, and I hope you'll plan to join me next time for Creative Living.
We are very pleased to offer a new booklet that accompanies this series of Creative Living. This booklet is titled the 6500 Series, and it features a wonderful collection of ideas and information, and it's available free of charge on our website. Posted as a PDF file, you can simply download the entire booklet, or just the segments you're most interested in. As with all of the Creative Living booklets, you'll find information on foods and nutrition, clothing and fashion, health and beauty, home decorating, and much more. For your copy of this booklet, go to our website at KENW.org and then click on Creative Living. Scroll down to the booklet section and you can click on this booklet or any of the other booklets we have available online. Once again, just go to KENW.org, click on Creative Living, and download the booklet, titled the 6500 Series. We also want to encourage you to sign up for our free e-newsletter. Just click on the Sign Up Now button and input your email address. That's all there is to it. You'll enjoy reading an up-to-date newsletter filled with interesting topics and information. Thank you.